Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Jawbreakers, Volume 3, The Grand Bazaar. So what is this? This is a Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign made by Richard C. Meyer, and this book has other creators as well. See here, Aaron Alfecci is the artist. Marco Canella did a story. Mike Barron, Eric Weathers, Cal Ritter, etc. A lot of people worked on this. And it looks cool, by the way. And so is this a continuation of Volume 1 and 2? No, and I haven't made a review of Volume 1 and 2. Maybe I'm going to do that later. This is more like a standalone issue, so it's not really important to what's happened before. But I also going to talk a little bit, maybe, about what happened in Volume 2, because I have something to say about this book, and also this is probably more a review, well, if you can call it that, for people who read 1 and 2, because for people who don't back crowdfunded comics or know what I'm talking about, could be, things what I'm saying maybe irrelevant, or you have no clue what I'm talking about. Especially when I talk about what happened in Volume 1 and 2, if I'm, going to mention that. So, before I make the review or talk about what's happening in this comic, I want to say this book is going to be full of spoilers. I also talk only about the main story, because there are 3 stories. As you can see here, this is the main story. Second one is a standalone. And Nexus is also a standalone. I'm only talk about this one because of time restrictions, because I'm going to show you a lot of spoilers. So if you not want to see that or want to know anything about this book and you have backed it, don't watch this video. Just come back when you read it and leave a comment. And if you like my content, subscribe to my channel and all that jazz. So what I'm talking about first of all, is the quality. Paper quality is nice. Cover is a little bit, I don't know, it could be better. It feels nice here, but I don't know, it just feels a little bit different than the other books. I could be wrong. Also, I have a very small, insignificant dent here. Why do I mention that? Because Richard C. Meyer, the writer, creator, Splatter Comics, sends his books not in a Gemini mailer, but in a paper bag with bubble plastic inside, and it's been wrapped around with plastic, and in between there are bags and board in front of the bag. Now, that is a cool way to, and also a cheap way to send books, and you say, well, there's nothing wrong with that. Well, unless you get damaged books, because I have damaged books from Richard C. Meyer before, and we worked it out, after, I got them and sent photos, and he just is very easy when it comes to sending the money back or giving you new comics for no extras, etc. He sent you a new copy. That's all cool, but the reason why I'm saying that, although this particular part is very nitpicking and not really insignificant, but I paid $25 for this, shipping 20 or 25 for shipping international, and I have to pay VAT cost. It was around $8, maybe 10. So let's say $60 in total for one book. I expect a premium product in premium condition. Although, like I say, this is insignificant, but again, why not put it in a Gemini mailer? Because I have this comic, Fiendish, from Renee Strzelski. Hope I didn't butcher that. And it's in perfect condition because she's packed it in a Gemini mailer. There's no damage at all. And every book that I've got in a Gemini mailer is perfect. Just wanted to throw it out there. So I hope Richard in the future steps it up and, sends it in a Gemini mailer. So I'm gonna talk about the story now. Again, spoilers beware. Let's dive in. So we begin in Afghanistan, and there's a couple of people looking out, guarding, and there's a bright light. And he says, "God damn you dumb grunts. Turn down the beam or light, or I'm gonna, before I beat you to death." And we have Silkworm here. Silkworm is is becoming the leader of the Jawbreakers, super quote unquote superhero team, and he has the strength of 20 people, and he has also silk powers. Now, what are silk powers? It's more like, I'm calling Green Lantern-esque powers. Not really. He can turn things with his silk powers into anything he wants, which is really cool. He can create weapons, but I don't know, just like parachutes or ropes, deflective shields, stuff like that. Very cool power. But he is also an arrogant son of a bitch. And it really shows here in this comic. So he meets up with a guy called Killswitch. Killswitch says, hey, you need to have a haircut, so he's going to do that. But there's other soldiers are here. They are here just from, I don't know, a mission. And Silkworm is taking his sweet ass time to get a nice haircut with shampoo and all stuff, while the other people are just waiting here in line. And he's here for around 30 minutes. So we have Sergeant Snyder, who's a little bit fed up. He said, "You got a whole platoon waiting for you, Rambo." And then he takes the bus thingy and just cuts a part of his hair. And Silkworm doesn't like that. He says, "You want to die, soldier." And he says, "We just flew from the Kangal Valley, punk. All we do is die." And then there's some kind of a, how do you say, macho thing going on between these people. I mean, they're all soldiers, they're all cocky, they have all big mouths, there's all testosterone. I don't mind that. I've been in the military myself. I know what it's like. And Sergeant Snyder says, "We have only 20 minutes before we go back, or we need to go back." And Silkworm just taunts him about that he makes more money than him, and that he is taking this haircut dresser girl away from them because he's gonna have sex with them, and that Sergeant Cutter needs to, cut his man by himself or something like that. Yeah, so he's a piece of work here. Meanwhile, we go to the desert in the night because the Grand Bazaar is coming, or is here, and we see all these demons and this, I don't know, demon lady here. What is the Grand Bazaar? Well, it seems that every 66.5 years, not sure why not 66.6, maybe that's a little bit on the nose, but why not? The Grand Bazaar appears, and I'm reading from the Indiegogo campaign in front of my nose, by the way. Inside, anything can be found, haggled, or over, traded, or bartered. There's only one rule: you cannot use you cannot use currency or credit to acquire that which you desire. Nothing has a cost, but everything has a price. I like that a lot. More on that later. Meanwhile, Cubs is getting introduced by his quote-unquote teammates that he has to work with because of a mission. I don't know what the mission is. I also do not know, going back, where he came from. It's probably the enemy. What he did here in the field, but maybe he's been called by Killswitch somehow. I don't know. It's not really getting explained. Oh, sorry, I'm switching back and forth a little bit. And he's meeting up with the Dirt Dragons. Now, I'm not sure anymore about Volume 1 and 2, but I believe they were there in that book, but I'm not sure. Because, I don't know, this comic is made in 2020 and it's now 2 years later. And I've no desire to go back to that book anytime soon. And Silkworm hates him. But also, don't forget, this is a prequel, before the events happen in Volume 2. So he gets in a fight with them, and then Killswitch runs in and says, "Hey, you need to stop, otherwise I'm going to use the Killswitch." They don't call me Killswitch for nothing. Later, they are going to some kind of a briefing place, whatever, I don't know. And Killswitch explains to Silkworm, because Silkworm asks, "Are they high?" He says, "No, they're in standby mode. I'll dial them back up when it's time to train, spike their adrenaline in combat, reward them with dopamine for accomplishing the mission." But then he says something stupid. He says, if they cross that perimeter fence, their blood will explode. Cuffs hate the dragons. So you know what's going to happen. He runs into the fence with the truck because somehow they thought it was a good idea to let him go behind the wheel for reasons. And then, this is happening. So the whole bus explodes because the blood is exploding, And Silkworm has been, protected himself with his powers. Somehow, Killswitch also survived. I don't know if he have superpowers. It's never been hinted at, but somehow he survived. I have a problem with the scene. It looks cool. Don't get me wrong. I really, really love Aaron Alfacci's art. I buy probably everything he does. His art is so good. It's incredible. And but this whole 4 pages with the Silkworms thingy, it's not really important to the story at all. So why put that in here? Just for action's sake? I mean, again, it looks cool, but it has no significant plot value ever in this whole comic. Seems like a waste to me. So skipping in 1 page or 2. And so they are going to, let's say, the headquarters or to the tent when this military guy is here. I believe maybe he's a sergeant. I don't know. And remember Sergeant Snyder, or is it Sergeant, by the way? Let me double check. Yes, Sergeant Snyder. He's on a mission, and there's something wrong. He says, "Tell your man to get back," and then there's no connection anymore. And so Killswitch says, "Hey, we have this superhuman being here. Maybe he can help." But the commandant, captain, I don't know, is here and says, "Enhance my ass. He's a walking liability. I want him on the first flight out of here." Dismissed. And okay, another question. What is the beef between him and him? How does he know that he's a liability? What is the story behind that? I don't know. And that's a little bit of a problem with this book and other Jawbreakers book as well. There is stuff happening here that I have no clue what's going on. And I'm going to talk to you about that a little bit later again. So moving on with the story, Killswitch says, this war is over for you, Silkworm. You're out of here. So he goes on a plane and it's dark. And then he just opened the cargo door and he jumps out. Questions again. So he jumps out and he flies with the silk parachute into the Grand Bazaar. I have a question. How does Silkworm know the coordinates? How did he know that he just need to get out at this certain point to get over the Grand Bazaar? Lots of coincidences here, but it's not getting explained. And we have also Cuffs here. Cuffs is probably my most favorite Jawbreakers character. He's, in my opinion, also most relatable, maybe. He's a great guy, while the rest of them are most pieces of shit. And but it seems that they know each other. Silkworm, he says, okay, well, since this is a prequel and the team is not together yet, how does Silkworm know Cuffs and vice versa? What is the story behind that? I don't know. See a pattern here? Silkworm doesn't say anything. He ignores Cuffs. Mostly he says, and Cuffs says, "What are you doing here? I'm on kind of undercover, so I need to. So I'm going to need you to be discreet. Looks like you got some kind of a plan. Wait for me." And then he just follows him, but Silkworm doesn't say anything. Yeah, he's a real nice guy. So he goes to, into kind of a tent, and then he comes into the place called the Grand Bazaar. And he also says, this isn't a team up. Okay. This is the Grand Bazaar. Looks great. A lot of people. Carnival, shopping mall, freaks, geeks, and mutants. And we have here the Devil Dog here. He becomes later also part of a team. And he has here Osama bin Laden as a, I don't know, hostage. And these are FBI agents, maybe the government, I don't know. And so there's something weird going on here. So he says, are you nervous? Excited, he says. What will they do to me when I am gone? Devil Dog says, well, probably so you assign me, probably have me guard the First Lady's poodle. Dogs are unclean. He says then, there is something in your beard. Where? Here? No. Mind if I get it for you? I would appreciate it. Stay still. And then he does this. He just killed, I believe this is Osama bin Laden, I think. And so the government is not really happy with that, tried to cuff him, but then, he is doing the same to them, and he's now a fugitive. So do you realize what you have done? You ruined everything. So, and he also says, oh, I forgot to tell him that I'm gay first. Why is that necessary? Just to offend him more? I'm not sure. Maybe he wants to have revenge on what he did to his people, to people of the world. That I don't know. It's just there's no explanation. He just kills them. Kills, I guess, Osama bin Laden. So again, a lot of questions. Nothing is explained. Why is he here? How did he get here? And again, you don't have to tell me everything. Visual storytelling is a thing, but that is not really in here. So give me, I don't know, some bits and pieces about X event or story, and then let me figure it out. But there is nothing here. It seems that all these random things that you seeing on screen are just here for cool action scenes. They are just random here accidentally, and you have to take it for what it is. I don't like that at all. I don't think that's good storytelling, in my opinion. Because if you have nothing to tell me about what's going on, how could I care about these people? Because Silkworm is just like Devil Dog, a piece of shit. So if this guy is dying, which happens in Volume 2, by the way, spoilers, I believe Volume 2, could be Volume 1, I believe now Volume 2, doesn't matter. I didn't care that he died because I don't know him. I didn't care about him. And it's the same with Silkworm. He had a better arc in Volume 2. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Volume 2 and my problem with Silkworm. Silkworm tries to be such a badass. There was a villain called God King, skipping a lot of things, but he took Silkworm's daughter, I guess, and then they have to retrieve his daughter. So they made a clone of the daughter. And the clone went on the mission because he was on board to get the real daughter back. The clone died in a very quick, horrific way. And at the end, Silkworm got his daughter back. And you can say, well, that's a nice touch. Yeah, but he didn't give a fuck about the clone. And the clone was exactly like his daughter, has the same feelings, is a human being. And she is just gone. I mean, and he didn't cry or felt bad that she was gone. No, she was just a piece of meat led to the grinder so that he can his real daughter back. She could be basically the sister of his daughter, his second daughter, but he doesn't give a shit about her. So why should I care, right? Stuff like that. Meanwhile, Silkworm doesn't know all the rules of this whole Grand Bazaar, and so he goes to this guy and says, hey, you speak English? He says, nice rifle, you want to trade? I need information. So you do want to trade? No, I just want free trader. Okay. There's nothing you can get without something to trade. So this creature comes here, this guard, and he says, what's the problem here? I just asked a question in exchange for what? An answer, he says. So he's getting zapped. He says, no free trades. Everything must be bought, traded, or bartered for. Everyone knows this. So they are getting him, and it's the bit for you, free trader. I like that. This is fun. This is what I like. Unfortunately, it's not really getting anywhere with this whole thing because they are he's being thrown into the pit. He cannot get loose because some kind of these stones in the wall, whatever they are, nega stones, prevent them using their power. And they can only survive. Well, there's going to be a fight. There's only one survivor. There's a fight to the death, and he says, friend of yours, because this guy on the outside said, you're right where you belong, free trader. I don't have friends. Yeah, that's true. You don't have friends. So it's the fight to the death. And then he says, I don't like that look in your eyes, Silkworm. Only one of us gets out here alive. So they're having a fight. And the fight looks cool. All of them nice in one pages. Very nice. I'm a big fan of these fight panels. I wish it was a little bit longer. You know, I love fight scenes, especially when it's cool looking, kinetic, nice choreographed. I love that. Colors are nice too, by the way. And but it's over, and because Silkworm is the victor. Although normally Cuffs is the powerhouse, but it doesn't matter. He says, you took a good fight, Cuffs, but I'm up and you're down. Stay down. He says, I can't. They got my partner for sale down here. I ain't leaving without him. Again, Cuffs is a great character because he cares for something. He has something to lose. That's good characterization, if that's what you... Is that how you say characterization? Doesn't matter. That's it. He's my friend. So... Ain't you ever had a friend, he says, and then he's a little bit in shock, I believe, or doesn't know how to answer that. So he whispers something into Cuff's ears, and then, you're crazy. But like you said, only one of us gets out here alive. And he breaks his neck. So this card comes, dead, you win, and he's free to go. Cuffs gets his cuffs, get it, cuffs, and he takes Silkworm with him because Silkworm somehow activate his powers. Can he die? Is he immortal? I don't know. And he Cuffs takes him with him. He said, I'll be damned, it worked. You got lucky I got my super strength back. Would it be nice if you told me how long it'll take you to heal? But he's dead. How does that work? I don't know. So we go back to Devil Dog. He's fleeing because, I don't know, government, I guess. So there he is. So he flees, and then this woman saves him. By the rules of the Grand Bazaar, you are now in my debt. Now, this is a fun part of the story. I'm going to tell you about it. She wants something from him, she flirts with him, but he says, no, I'm gay. How gay? Unbelievably so. Alrighty then. She says the stem cell is being auctioned nearby, but the asking price is ridiculous and the seller is difficult. So you want me to kill him? And she says, I don't care, just give me the stem cell. So they're going outside, which I found is a little bit strange because he just fled for, the other people, and now he's here in the open again. Doesn't that make you a target? I don't know. So he goes here to this place of the seller, and there's nobody here, and he says, hey, dirty armor, empty pockets, this auction is for high rollers only, be gone. So they threaten him, and he says, well, if you not do what I say, we're going to kill you and stuff like that. So they take the stem, and then this guy threatens him, and he says, take some advice from a guy who's seen 300, the movie, like 1,000,000 trillion times. Don't threaten people next to the bottomless pit. That made me chuckle a little bit because that's true. Don't do that because you are getting killed. Then it's very the pace is very fast. I have something to say about that too. So there we see going back to Cuffs and to the other ones, and somehow these guys are back, but he's been released. So why they try to get them? And it seems that these have dog tags, and Silkworm thinks that these are the guys. Sergeant Schneider is transformed into these creatures, And yeah, he says, don't kill them, we need to save them. But then more ridiculous things is happening. So Cuffs see his buddy. I'm ramping up the speed while I'm talking about the storyline because it's taking too long in my opinion. We have here knife hands. How does he get there? I don't know. What does he want from them? I don't know. He saves them. Nisem is immediately retaliating to his captors, to his slave trader, and he kills him. Again, looks freaking awesome, but he hasn't any screen time, doesn't say anything. This is the only moment that you see him do anything. That's it. Yeah, too bad because he could be a fun character. So we're going back to the other member, future member, is called Hell. I forgot his name. Doesn't matter because we're moving on. Hell Priest, sorry. Hell Priest is his name. He's blind and has a power too. And they speak about that entity. She said, she's what's some kind of a deity. Now, pre-cosmic entity, it's complicated, it's hard to explain. And what transpires here, no one truly knows. Each instance of the Grand Bazaar ends the same. No one escapes alive. The sand swallows everything. And when the dust settles, one voice alone in the desert laughing. So then this is happening. There's more stuff is happening. So it seems that these people are coming from an antimatter universe. This is, I believe, the real Osama bin Laden, or is it bin Laden? I'm probably confusing with the other one. Terrorist, let's call him terrorist. These tremors, the instance of the Grand Bazaar is almost at an end. We must make the exchange quickly. Did ISIS here repent? And said, this is the spot, hurry. So they try to get out of the cave, but then these terrorists here are shooting at Devil Dog here because they figured out that his counterpart is murdered. The deal is off, kill them all. And they're shooting with rifles from the antimatter universe. The round explode on contact with the matter of our universe. Okay, that's I get that. But then he takes, I don't know, apples from them, or is it apples? Yeah. So the thing is, when matter and antimatter connect with each other, they explode, which is happening here. So I don't know why you're coming from an antimatter universe going to another universe. Then, you know, if somebody accidentally touches you or kicks you, or maybe a leaf is blowing on your face, you explode. What were you thinking? What is this? What is the mission? Why is the exchange? Why do you need your counterpart? There is no explanation at all. It just, like I said, there's things just happening for happening sake, or for things sake, or for action's sake. It doesn't make any sense at all. Moving on. So they are getting out of here, and the Grand Bazaar is closing. Everybody's being swallowed up. They take these demons with them because they are the transformed soldiers. And then when they are outside, this demon goddess or cosmic entity says, "What do you think? Okay, well, she talks in a little bit different way. Who the hell do you think are? Nobody escaping the Grand Bazaar." And this is also a little bit weird too, because he is here from, "Hello, dead priest," or bad priest. It's hell priest, he says. It's saying, miss you, honey, so muchly." Basically, she's flirting with them. How you two know each other? It's complicated. I really dislike that word because that's a plot armor. So don't have time to explain why I don't have time to explain. And so these two know each other. How? I don't know. There's nothing that explains anything. He says, "These soldiers are my flock, restored into their human forms. I beseech you." And she is, liking that word. And then she said, "But first, I have a small question to you. Here we go. Do you find me beautiful? Don't lie to me. Tell me true." "Yes, I do." Then why not ask me on a date? Ha 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 ha. What? So she likes him somehow. And then Silwan opened his big mouth. And then she is not being a fan of his arrogance. And she says, who you talk to? Angry little boy. Who made you? You people. All the time make same. Hurt each other. Rob each other. Kill each other. I do no thing. It is you. Always you. And then she is displaying her awesome powers, which again looks cool. I mean, look at this. This looks fantastic. I also love her design. She says, you belittle demons. I bring you a big hell. And then she says, Hellpriest says, Mistress Azaz, would you like to go on a date with me? And then she stops. Where? She says. He says, Paris. When? This Friday. It's not much time. I has go. I need clothes. Zoip. And that's it. She's gone. She just left them, and the other ones are being transformed back to their normal selves. And Schneider says to him, where are my boys? We got them. You good. Rest. Nice haircut, Silkworm. It makes you look like one of us. One of the good guys. Well, I can tell you for sure, Silkworm is not one of the good guys. He's a piece of shit. He does whatever it takes to get what he wants, even if it's screwing over his own teammates. And then we see also a nice conclusion to this woman who has the soul thinking. I forgot to tell you that she has a daughter. Her daughter has no soul, and she needed to have this artifact to give a soul back to her daughter. That's nice. Very nice. I like that. So Killswitch says, hey, nice work. If you get a chance to rest, I got a job for you for your team. Okay. Wait, what team? And then he talks about, of course, the Jawbreakers. So that's how's the team being formed. And then we go to Paris, and then we see this cosmic entity being in a human form. And she looks really, really nice. And so they're having dinner. And she said, we should get married. It wouldn't work. Why not? I'm human and you're you. Don't worry. I won't breaking you. I made you to be strong. Okay, that's maybe hinting to maybe something what's to come. Hellpriest is an interesting character, but we have no knowledge about anything. So I hope Richard C. Meyer flashes him out. And that's the end of this particular story. And we have some preview for Jawbreakers Forever, again with RNL Fetchy. Looks great, of course. Spoilers. We have some art here and there. Fan art, I believe. Good fan art. This looks great. So if this